गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our daily morning reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you all for joining, and please forgive me for joining late. Please accept my humble obeisances and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We seek blessings and permission from Srila Prabhupada, entire Guru Parampara, and my Guru Maharaj, so that I can glorify Srimad Bhagavatam with sincerity. And I pay my respects to all of you Vaishnavas, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. So, we are, by Krishna's mercy, we are reading from Canto 10, the Summum Bonum, Chapter 10, the Deliverance of the Yamala-arjuna Trees. So, just a quick summary of what's been happening here is, after being bound to the mortar by Mother Yashoda, Krishna happened to see the two very giant trees in his front yard. In the previous birth, they had been sons of Kubera, the treasurers of demigods, and their names were Nalakuvar and Manigriv. Very wealthy, powerful, and drenched in arrogance because of their heavenly opulence. So once very intoxicated and proud, they were enjoying in Mandakini with celestial women and completely naked, oblivious to any kind of shame or etiquette. And just then the great sage Narad Muni happened to pass by. The women quickly covered themselves out of respect, but the two demigod boys who were blinded by pride and intoxication, they stood there shamelessly naked before Narad Muni. And Narad Muni could see their degraded condition, and he knew that without punishment, they will continue their offensive and materialistic life, which is harmful for themselves also. So, out of compassion and not anger, Shukdev Goswami uses the word anugraha arthaya to give them special mercy. Narad Muni thought that he should curse them. And what curse, what the curse is going to be, Shukdev Goswami hasn't revealed just yet. But currently, we are in the section of verses where Narad Muni is contemplating why they must be cursed. So, this section, if you see from verses 8 to 19, this is a transition from narrative to philosophy. So, the story of Nalkuvar and Manigriv is on pause right now, but we are being enlightened with what pride can do to a soul, how it can degrade a soul from being in demigod body to a lower species of life. So let's continue our reading from verse 11. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayeshvabheteshu nityam bhagavat sevaya भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय देहः किमन्नदातुः स्वम् निषेक्तुर्मातुरेव च मातुः पितुर्वा बलिनः क्रेतुरग्ने शुनोऽपि वा. Let's look at translation. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While alive, does this body belong to its employer, to the self, to the father, The mother or the mother's father? Does it belong to the person who takes it away by force? To the slave master who purchases it? Or to the sons who burn it in the fire? Or, if the body is not burnt, does it belong to the dogs that eat it? Among the many possible claimants, who is the rightful claimant? Not to ascertain this, but instead to maintain the body by sinful activities is not good. So let's go to verse 12. Evam sadharanam deham avyakta prabhavapyayam ko vidvan atmasat krutva hanti jantru nrute satah. Word to word. I think I forgot to do the word to word in the previous verse, but the translation has it all, and we'll elaborate on it a little bit more very soon. Evam, in this way, sadharanam, common property, deham, the body, prabhava, manifested in that way, apyayam, and again merged with the unmanifested. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt you return. Kaha, who is that person? Vidwan, one who is actually in knowledge. Atmasat kritva, claiming as his own. Hanti, kills. Jantun, poor animals. Rite, accept. Asataha, rascals who have no knowledge, no clear understanding. Translation by Krishna Kripamurti, His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This body, after all, is produced by the unmanifested nature and again annihilated and merged in the natural elements. Therefore, it is the common property of everyone. Under the circumstances, who, but a rascal, claims this property as his own, and while maintaining it, commits such sinful activities as killing animals just to satisfy his whims. Unless one is a rascal, one cannot commit such sinful activities. Would anyone like to read this purport, please?
I can read, Mataji.
Yes, please.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Atheists do not believe in the existence of the soul. Nonetheless, unless one is very cruel, why should one kill animals unnecessarily? The body is a manifestation of a combination of matter. In the beginning, it was nothing, but by a combination of matter, it has come into existence. Then again, when the combination is dismantled, the body will no longer exist. In the beginning, it was nothing, and in the end, it will be nothing. Why then should one commit sinful activities when it is manifested? It is not possible for anyone to do this unless he is rascal number one. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So, verse 11 and 12, they are churning this vital question because the root cause of how Nalkuvar and Manigriv are behaving, Narad Muni has identified. So now he is churning this question, this vital question, that who does this body belong to? So in verse 11, Deha kim annadatu swam. Does it belong to the annadata, the provider of food, the employer, to whom we sell our time and in return he gives us money to buy food for the family? Or Nishetur Maturevacha? Or does it belong to the person who is the seed-giving father of this body? Or does it belong to Matu, the mother, who nourished the body inside her body for 9 months and continued to nourish it when it came out? Or Matu Pitu? Or does it belong to the father of one's mother? Or does it belong to Balinaha, one who takes the body by force? Or Kretu, the one who purchases the body as a slave? He says, hey, you are mine, do as I say. You are my Kinkara. Ask me what to do and then only do what I say. And fire laughs that, oh, you all can claim the body, but in the end, body has to come to me. So the body is eventually mine. And if you are a Sanatan, if you come in the Vedic parampara, then your body will be burnt at death, right? But then if you are not a Sanatani, maybe you are a Muslim or Christian, then body will be buried and it will become the worm food. And then if you are Parsi, they have a unique ritual to dispose of the body. It's called Dokmenashini. So the dead body is put on a tower of silence. It's called Dakma, and then it is left to be consumed by the vultures. So, or the dogs that eat it. So all these, they claim that the body is theirs. But you know what? Leaving the stupidity of all of this behind, the person, the embodied, thinks that the body is mine. In fact, one step further, one thinks that I am this body. And everything that belongs to this body is mine. The house, this body takes shelter in his mind. The family, the wife, the children, they are mine. So this identification with the body, thinking that not only the body is mine, but rather I am this body, this illusion is the beginning of downfall of the soul. And that's why in Bhagavad Gita, as soon as Krishna starts speaking, in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 1, Arjun is going on and on and on about how he doesn't want to kill. He doesn't want to kill his relatives and his guru and his family members, his cousins. And he doesn't want to get the kingdom at that cost. So Krishna first patiently hears him, and as soon as he starts speaking from verse 2.11. And in 2.13, first thing he does he destroys the illusion of Arjun. By saying, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuhyati. So he smashes Arjun's illusion that the ones you are going to kill, those bodies, they are your relatives. So, just like in this body, the embodied soul continues to pass from boyhood to youth to old age. Similarly, at death, this soul is going to pass into another body. And the one who is dhira, a sober person, never gets bewildered by such change. So first thing Krishna does, he separates the dehi, the embodied soul, from deha, the body. So first, Krishna teaches his student the ABC of spiritual life, that I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. And then Srimad Bhagavatam, it goes even one step further on this understanding. Srimad Bhagavatam says in verse 1084:13, यस्यात्मबुद्धि गुणपेत्रिधातुके स्वधिकलत्रादिषु भौम ईज्यधि यत्तीर्थबुद्धि सलिलेन कर्हिचित् जनेष्वभिघ्नेषु स एव गोखरम्. So, yasya atma buddhi, the person who thinks that this kunapa, this body is mine, this body is kunapa, means it's like a corpse, it's like a dead body. It's made of three dhatu, mucus, bile, and air. And one who thinks that kalatra adishu, the wife, the children, the family, they are permanently mine. And bhauma ijyadi, the one who thinks that this land I was born in is mine and this is my birthplace and that's why it is worshipable. So like this, he identifies with everything to do with the body. But na karhechit janeshwa vigneshu. He never ever identifies himself with the jana, with the people who are abhigna, who are indifferent to the body, the wise people, the spiritually minded people. Such a person, he is no better than Saeva Gokharaha. He's no better than a cow or an ass. So, real freedom is realizing that I am soul, and those who talk about the advancement of my soul, they are my real Swajati, they are my real relatives, they are my real well-wishers. But instead, thinking that this body is mine, that is the major bondage which keeps the soul in the material world. And that is the idea. Our current two verses 10 and 11, 11 and 12, they are trying to smash. So, Deham Avyakta Prabhava, verse 12 says. This Deha, this body has Prabhava, has become manifested from the unmanifested nature, Prakriti. And that's why Evam Sadharanam Deham, this body is common property of everyone that were mentioned in verse 11 and verse 12. And Bible also says, Prabhupada has noted in the word to word in verse 12 that for dust thou art and unto dust shalt you return. So this body was created from earth, the dust, and it will ultimately return to dust only. And there are many bhajans that give the same idea. Kabir's bhajan, चुन चुन माटी महल बनाया मूरख के घर मेरा, नहीं घर मेरा नहीं घर तेरा, होए जगत में फेरा, खाप में खप जाना रे बंदा, माटी में मिल जाना, नहीं करो अभिमान, एक दिन पवन से उड़ जाना. चुन चुन माटी महल banaya, grain by grain of clay you gathered and you made this palace. So it goes for the body as well. And for the house that we make by collecting grain by grain clay, you know how painstakingly we build our homes and we build our lives and we spend our entire life paying the mortgages of these homes. Investing our time and effort into these material structures. So, Murukha kya ghar mera? The fool is one who says that this is my house, my achievement. But ultimately, it's all very fragile because it's all made of dust, mati. When the earthquake comes or any other disaster, natural disaster like that comes, it all becomes one with the dust. So this is the illusion. Nahi ghar mera, nahi ghar tera. The house is neither mine, neither yours. Nobody owns anything permanently. So all these material possessions, they are temporary. They belong to the material nature. But until we understand this, hoy jagat mein fera, then until you understand this, you have to keep coming until you learn to separate yourself from what you have been given by the grace of fall. So, nahi karo abhiman, don't be proud. So, that's the warning against the false ego, the pride, ahankar of wealth, beautiful body, knowledge, or status, all of which is temporary. Because खाक में कब जाना बंदा, माटी में मिल जाना. No matter how big your status here is, one day this body will merge back into the dust. And pavan se ud jana ek din. Wind will blow and the bodily decorations that you are so proud of, that will become dust and will be blown away by the wind. So Prabhupada writes in the purport for 12, verse 12, the body is just a manifestation of a combination of matter. So body does not exist before the birth and it will not exist after death. So it is merely a temporary formation of material elements, bhumi, rapo, nalo, vayu, kham, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So everything material, including the body, is temporary. So this ownership is an illusion, and the pride that Nalki, Kuvar, and Manigrave have in possessions or on the body, that is foolish. So Prabhupada says, unless one is a rascal, one cannot commit such sinful activities. So death is certain. So what the soul needs to do is to cultivate humility, detachment, and the spiritual awareness. But being proud of the body, human body, if one thinks that animals who are in lower species of life, who cannot speak, if one speaks that I can kill them and eat them because my tongue likes it, then to such a person such a person, the word used is asataha. Srila Prabhupada calls him a rascal. Unless one is a rascal, one cannot commit such a sinful activity. And in that is the root of sin. Such cruelty is the Prabhupada say atheistic ignorance. Let's go to verse 13. Asatah Srimadandhasya Daridryam Paramanjanam Atmaupamyena Bhutani Daridrah Paramikshate. Translation by Krishna Kripamurti, His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Atheistic fools and rascals who are very much proud of wealth fail to see things as they are. Therefore, returning them to poverty is the proper ointment for their eyes, so they may see things as they are. At least a poverty-stricken man can realize how painful poverty is, and therefore he will not want others to be in a painful condition like his own. Would anyone like to read the purport, please?
I can. Harekrishna.
Okay, Mataji, please.
Even today, if a man who has formerly poverty-stricken gets money, he is inclined to utilize his money to perform many philanthropic activities like opening school for uneducated men and hospital for the disease. In this condition, there is an instructive story called Punar Musika Bhava, again become a mouse. A mouse was very much harassed by a cat, and therefore the mouse approached a saintly person to request to become a cat. When a mouse became a cat, he was harassed by a dog. And then when he became a dog, he was harassed by a tiger. But when he became a tiger, he stared at saintly person. And when the saintly person asked him, "What do you want?" the tiger said, "I want to eat you." Then the saintly person cursed him, saying, "May you again become a mouse." A similar thing is going on all over the universe. One is going up and down, sometimes becoming a mouse, sometimes a tiger, and so on. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Brahmane Brahmite kaun abhagyavan, jeev guru kripa prasad paye bhakti lata beej." Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 19.1.51. The living entities are promoted and degraded by the laws of nature. But if one is very, very fortunate by association with saintly persons, he gets the seed of devotional service and his life becomes successful. Narad Muni wanted to bring Nal Kuvera and Mani Grulva to a platform of devotional service through poverty, and thus he cursed him. Such is the mercy of Vaishnava. Unless one is brought to the Vaishnava platform, one cannot be a good man. Abhadyaktaksha kuto mahad gunaha. Bhagavatam 5.18.12. And Avinasva never becomes a good man. A Vaishnava never becomes a good man. However severely he is punished.
Thank you, Mataji. So, continuing from the theme of the previous verses, Narad Muni is describing asataha. The last word in the previous word was asataha, and the first word in the verse 13 is also asataha. So, Narad Muni is describing asataha, whom Srila Prabhupada has called rascals in the previous purport. Asataha Srimadandhasya. So, those who are intoxicated by temporary wealth and opulence, they become blind, spiritually blind. Srīmad andha. Then what is the solution? What is the rectification for those who have become blind like this? So Narad Muni thinks that, okay, you are proud of Shri, the wealth, then you become poor. So a solution, the treatment is Daridryam Param Anjanam. Your disease is the pride of wealth. So your treatment is the Anjan, the ointment of Daridryam, poverty, and that will heal you. That will open your eyes to the reality. Very beautifully the verse says, Daridraha Paramikshate. Ikshate means see, Daridraha, person, a poor person, can perfectly see Param Ikshate. So he will naturally have compassion. So Nalkor and Manigriv, they had disrespected Narad Muni. But Narad Muni is not trying to solve that. He's not trying to solve the disrespect. But he has gone to the root cause of their behavior. That, not only me, but these two being blind by the body that they have of the demigod and the wealth they have because of that body, because of being son of their father Kuvera, who is the treasurer of the demigods. Because of all this, they have become blind. So problem is not my insult, but problem is their blindness. So Narad Muni thinks that I must try to solve that. My insult, it does not stick to me. It sticks to the eyes that, and that is one more layer between him and the Supreme Lord. If one wants to see the Supreme Lord, then Primanjanachurita Bhakti Vilochanena. Everything else, all other layers on the eyes, they will need to fall off. Only love for him. And that automatically translates to love for everyone and everything that is his. So that is what Prem Anjana means. But you are far away from Prem Anjana. You have not yet learned to even respect other living beings. So your treatment is Daritryam Paramanjanam. Why? Because Atma Aupyena Bhutani. You experience it yourself. Empathy through experience. So empathy, if it doesn't come natural to you, Manigriva and Nalakuvar, for them empathy hasn't come natural. So Narad Muni says, okay, so do you take pleasure in giving pain to others? Does putting others down, making them feel helpless or powerless, does it make you feel better? Then poor you, take this ointment of Daridryam. It will certainly help you. So Atma Aupyena, you experience the same feeling of being helpless yourself. Come back again, come back in the next body and feel it for yourself. So this, and in the purport, Srila Prabhupada uses this beautiful and very instructive story of Punar Mushiko Bhava. Srila Prabhupada has described here, that, and that is what Narad Muni's thought process before giving the curse is. The mouse, when he becomes a tiger, he goes and tries to eat the same saint who made him the tiger. So solution is Punar Mushiko Bhava, again become a mouse. So Nalkor and Manigriv, they have become blind by wealth. So Narad Muni thinks that I must give them the ointment of poverty. Learn the lesson. The school of universe is very patient. It is in no hurry to graduate us until we have learned all our lessons. Our teachers, the perfect laws of karma, they are not going to give up on us. They will keep giving us different bodies, life after life, until we come to the stage of Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayur Das Dasanudas. Until we realize that I'm just an insignificant servant. So what pride, what arrogance, what perpidan vritti can I afford? My master does not like it, simple. So, how we say Ramban Ilaj, the generic medicine, the unfailing medicine of all these kinds of illnesses is bhakti. So that's why Prabhupada mentions the verse from Prahlad Maharaj 5:18-12. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana. So Prabhupada mentions the line Harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna. So all the good qualities that demigods should have, they come automatically, effortlessly in the ones who have become a kinchana, become pauper or beggar, out of love for the creator of all. And until one comes to that stage of realizing that I am an insignificant beggar, until then, Brahma and Brahmite keep repeating the cycle. So we are already late. We'll pause here. I had very nice points to share, but I'll have to give up the grade. All right. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a blissful Krishna conscious day. Those who are in hurry to live, they can. And someone else has any realization, addition, question, correction, then please stay and share with us. All right. We look forward to see you tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
It's a beautiful class.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for a nectar-filled class, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.